Hello, my name is Paxton. I make videos on testosterone and whatnot. As you can see, I'm not in my normal environment because I'm currently at University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada, doing a summer program. So I'm in a dorm room right now. Yeah. Actually, do you think it's better if I turn the lights off? I was really debating whether to make a video or not this month because I've been so busy here and I'm here all month. But I ran into a little situation and I was like, you know what, this would be a good thing to make a video about. So I haven't done any research, like what I'm talking about today isn't research based like all my other videos are. It's just an experience I had that I wanted to share. So it's probably going to be a shorter video, but I also talk a lot, so we'll see. Yeah. I also thought that it's important to note, like, there's not always research available. And yes, this is an excuse that I didn't do research. But it's important to note that, like, you know, there's really a short number of people who are willing to be researched on and people who want to do the research. At the same time, it's a tough thing to do research on because it's so life-changing, and it's like this one thing will change this person's life potentially forever. You know, it's like there's a lot at play. Anyways. So, yeah. Also, I'm talking a little quietly because I'm in a dorm room and the walls are pretty thin. So, I'm probably gonna have captions on this video. I recommend you turn them on because you probably won't be able to hear me very well. Anyways. So, a few days ago, today is the 18th, and on the 14th I had an appointment with my endocrinologist. And endocrinologists are people who, they're doctors that deal with the endocrine system, which is your hormone system. And my doctor, she's the one who manages my testosterone levels, prescribes my testosterone, all that. And she called me, and I had gotten my blood tested before I left, and she called me and she was like, your testosterone levels aren't going up. Your estrogen levels are suppressed, but your testosterone levels aren't going up. So she's like, we're gonna up your dosage one more time. She made sure I wasn't missing any doses. I haven't missed a single dose. And she was asking about my technique, but I was like, I don't know how to it was over the phone. I didn't know how to really describe. I was like, I don't think I'm doing, because I'm not an expert on technique. I don't know what I'm doing, really. Because also, the first time I did it was on a Zoom call. The first time I did it myself, so there's no one to tell me, oh, that's not the right way to do it. And so I just do it however I think works, and, you know, the way I do it could be wrong. So I was like, oh yeah, I think my technique's fine, I don't know. And she's like, okay, we're gonna up your dosage a little bit, and then we'll get your blood tested sooner and just see if that helps. And then she's also gonna test a few other things. And what's really interesting about that kind of prognosis, I forget the difference between diagnosis and prognosis. The interesting thing there is that I've talked about this previously. There's a natural process in your body called aromatization, where testosterone gets taken out and turned into estrogen. Like if you have too much testosterone, your body will regulate itself, but that's not happening to me because my estrogen levels are suppressed. It's just my testosterone levels are kind of stuck. So what I should be doing is doing research on if that's normal, but I'm not. Anyways, that's not what I'm talking about today. So, that was just a fun tidbit I'd like to share. But I upped my dosage, and I decided to try a new technique. And I went from 0.4 to 0.42, which is pretty average incremental dosage, like how far I go up. And this time I decided to try a new technique. So what I do, actually I can't show you. I would show you, but I don't have enough things to show you. It's fine. Previously what I've been doing is when I draw up the testosterone is I will, because some get stuck in the needle because there's like space in the needle, and so some get stuck in. I just drew up a few extra milliliters, I think. I don't know. And I would just do that. So I was at 0.4. I dropped to about 0.45 milliliters, a little bit less, more like 0.0 or 0.44. But then this time, with it first time being the up dosage, and then also a new technique where I instead of going just a little bit further, is I went to the exact dosage 0.42, and then I took the needle out, and I drew up what was left in the needle, which is a lot more than just 0.04 milliliters. I think it's in milliliters, I really couldn't tell you. And I did that, and it was a lot more than I thought it would be, and that was really kind of enlightening. I stacked it in, and it was fine. And then the next day, I was in so much pain. I was so, like, nauseous and, like, hungry and just in pain. And at first I had no idea what was going on. I didn't know it was a testosterone. I, like, didn't even think of that. I was just like, God, like, what did I eat? Because I've been eating dorm food or dining hall food. I was like, okay, it can't be that. That can't be doing good things for me. But then I was like, okay, what changes it? Because you even go to the doctor, they go, have you made any changes in your daily life? Like things you're taking, things you're eating, whatever. I was like, okay, I definitely have. And I was like, that is crazy. Like I was in so much pain, and it's not like, because when it's something you ate, you typically feel like you're either going to throw up or poop it all out. I wasn't feeling that at all. Like I could feel it, like I could point exactly where the pain was, but it wasn't my stomach. And, like I didn't feel like I needed to throw up. I didn't feel like I had to go to the bathroom. I just was in pain. And I tried a bunch of things. I took Advil, I took Tylenol, I took Tums. None of it was working. I was like, not all at the same time, because that would have made me more sick. But yeah, I was in so much pain that day, and honestly, it's I did the shot on the 14th or the 18th, and the pain's not entirely wearing off. It gets better every day, but we're not in the clear yet. So I predict by next Wednesday I should be fine, but who knows? And it was a lot. It was yeah. And then that Thursday night was actually, it was rough. I wrote down my notes. Okay. Also, what I realized once I realized it was my testosterone, I was like, okay, how can I fix this with knowing it is testosterone? And I don't know for a fact that it is. It could be something else, but I'm just guessing because that is a major change. It would make sense that would cause that. And I was like, okay, what can I do to make this better? Like, what is the mechanics of testosterone that I could, like, try and put it to work? It's like, okay, let me do a quick workout. Like, literally just on the floor here. Like, just some, like, quick exercises. Like, 30 minutes, it was ab day, so it's actually really upsetting that it was ab day, because doing ab day when your stomach hurts is not ideal. But I pushed through, and for 30 minutes, I just sat on this floor, and I did face exercises. I couldn't do all the ones I wanted to because I hurt my tailbone. A week ago, I was on a mountain, and I fell down twice because I was wearing the wrong shoes. And so I couldn't do a lot of exercises because I'd have to roll over my tailbone, and it hurt a lot. But I felt so much better after doing that exercise, and I'm almost certain it's not because I was putting my testosterone to work, or if because working out is just really good for you and you get your endorphins running and you just get your body moving. But it really got a lot better. And I was so, like, for every meal I've been, like, pretty nauseous and just, like, having kind of trouble eating. And it is dining health food, so it could be part of that. And also, the people I've been eating with piss me off so much, so it's all a situation. Yeah, so exercise definitely helped. And so, yeah. And then it was really funny because, so I did my shot on Wednesday. I was in a lot of pain Thursday. Thursday night, I had a crazy dream. Because hormones do affect your dreams. Like, that's a fact. I feel like. Not actually certain, but I think I've heard studies on that. But I had this dream where I had gotten my period, and I haven't had a period in a long time. You're supposed to keep track of that. If you start taking testosterone, you need to track your period. But I didn't when I started taking, so I have no idea when my last period was. Sorry. And then I, like, went to the bathroom to get a pad or something, and I realized it wasn't blood coming out of me. It was just some random liquid on it, and I didn't think anything. Like, in my dream, I was like, okay, whatever, like, I'll just put a pad on, like, okay. And then some other stuff happened that's not relevant. I don't remember what it was. The next morning, I'm walking back to my room from breakfast, and I was like, oh, do I still have my pad on from my dream? Because it was a really realistic dream. And I go, wait, what the hell? And I started thinking, I was like, wait, what was that liquid? And I go, was that testosterone? And that I had a dream that testosterone was dripping out of me because I had done too much. And that was really interesting. And I told my friend about it. He was like, oh, girl. And I was like, yeah. Yeah, that was scary. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just been a lot of nausea and trouble eating stuff. But then, like, it's usually pretty fine when I wake up. But then, once I go to breakfast, I get nauseous and, like, I can't eat. And then when I walk to class, it gets a lot better because my class is 10 minutes, is about half a mile away. But there's hills. And hills kind of put your body to more work. It's more exertion. And stairs as well. So I know that exercise helps. But it is that thing of my stomach hurts. I feel like I can't do anything, even though if you do something, it will help. So that's a tough dichotomy to live through. Yeah. So I just wanted to, especially for my last video on overdosing and stuff, just wanted to be like, show a real version of it, because what I did wasn't overdosing, but it was overloading, in which I just did too much, you know. I didn't, in some ways that is overdosing, but, and just show, like, there are real life effects. Like, the effects I talked about are all, like, the bad effects that will, like, kind of slowly kill you over time. But there are immediate, like, your body has immediate reactions to it. Yeah. I also just like, because you are supposed to tell your doctor about if you have reactions, and I haven't yet because I can't. Actually, let's try to email my doctor because I don't think it's gonna work out. Yeah, so I just wanted to show you the like real life effects of, you know, upping your dosage and kind of the struggles with it. This is pretty abnormal because I tried a new technique as well as upping my dosage at the same time. When you up your dosage, you normally don't have this reaction, and if you do, you do tell your doctor. Yeah, so yeah, as well as my whole situation. If I am patient 0, I'll let you know. They added a few more tests. It was really funny. I was on the phone with my doctor, and she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna add some more tests for you." And like, I assume she has like a thing where it's like a test and you just like add to cart or something. She's like, "Oh yeah, we'll do that one." And I was like, "Okay, sure." So I can tell you what she's testing, even though it's a little personal. But she's testing testosterone, testosterone total, estradiol, aspirate aminotransferase, and alanine aminotransferase. I don't know what that means, but something with your amino acids. ACEs, transferase is a type of lipid that does something. I forget what aspirate and alanine mean, but if I find out, I'll let you know. Yeah, so exciting stuff. Yeah, I can show you actually. This is my travel case of my testosterone. So I brought 3 vials. I'm here for 4 weeks, so that's 4 shots. And usually 1 vial will get me through 2 shots, but because I was upping my dosage, I just wanted to be sure. And then I have like all the needles and things I need, and band-aids as well. And these are really important. This is a sharps container. You need a sharps container when you're doing your shots, but it's really fun. They have these portable ones. I've been using this one for a really long time, so it smells really bad in here because it's like year-old testosterone, and you can see it's like wet on the inside where the testosterone is like falling off, but it's almost full, so I think it has a few more trips in me before I have to toss it. But yeah, just while I time, I thought I'd show you. Thought that'd be fun little project. Yeah, I need to floss. Yeah, well, that's all. It's a pretty short video. I just wanted to let you know what was going on in my life and, you know, bring awareness to it all and do something that's more personal and just not entirely research. Because while the research is good, it's also, you know, it's people like me who are being part of the research, and I'm not being part of the research because I'm a minor, and they typically don't like to. It's a bit controversial, trans kids. So, yeah. Also, I'm typically not eligible for a lot of the things. I don't know why. But if you can be part of research, I implore you to do that. Anyways, yeah, I'll say goodbye. Yeah. I would give a room tour, but I don't really want to. And some of my personal information is out and about, so at the end of the videos I always sit up because I just want to keep partying. But yeah, okay. Bye. I'll see you next. So So this is a future Paxton. It's currently the 29th, and I filmed it on the 18th, and I realized, I have to actually edit this. And a lot happened, because first I had to download my editing software onto my MacBook, because normally I do it on my PC. Also, if you noticed, I'm using my MacBook right now because I don't want to get my camera out, because I have to unplug my SD card, and I'm really scared it's going to delete all the editing I did. Anyways, I looked so sickly in that video. I cut out parts of me just staring into space because my stomach was hurting so bad. So, I was really in a state at that moment. It did get a lot better. Once I got to, the week, 7 days point, I was feeling so much better. After 8 days, I was almost perfectly fine. Yeah, so it was hard. It was a weird thing to go through, but I did push through miraculously. So I haven't talked to my doctor, but just to be accountable, I'm actually going to text my mom right now. Because the thing about my doctor is that, so my health insurance made it so minors can only book appointments with their primary care physicians. They can't message any doctors, including their primary care physician. So I need my mom to go and message them for me, or make an appointment for me. So I'm gonna text her right now. Actually, I'm gonna do it afterwards because it's gonna take me minutes right now, but I promise you I will do it because accountability is important, and I can't tell you to always talk to your doctor, and I don't always talk to my doctor. Yeah, I've been putting it off because it's a scary conversation to have, because then I've been putting it off, and the longer I do it, it's okay, I don't have an explanation for why I didn't contact you for this long. Yeah. So I'm a little sickly right now. I was perfectly fine when I started editing, but I ate this crazy sandwich yesterday. It was okay. If you are ever on the University of British Columbia campus, Vancouver campus, Great Point campus, whatever you want to call it, do not go to DL Chicken. It's bad. They're understaffed, and so it takes so long to get your food. It's expensive. One chicken sandwich, no drink, no sides, nothing, was 20 Canadian dollars. Diabolical. This is not what this video is about, and I realize that now, and I'm going to refrain from talking about that further. What is going on? As you can tell, I'm much more spirited now. I was really in the trenches when I was filming that. Yeah, so it is something really interesting that I know I just edited this video literally 5 minutes ago, but I don't think I mentioned it. The testosterone cycle, or the hormone cycle, is weird because in a cisgender woman, their hormone cycle is over 4 weeks. With menstruation and all that. A cisgender man's hormone cycle is over the span of 1 day. That's why a lot of research has been done on men and not on women, because researchers assume that women are harder to test on because their hormone cycle could be anywhere in this 4-week time span, which is true, but also just sexist. you could research, like, you can include that in your research, you know? And, like, it probably won't have that big of an effect, honestly. Anyways, I'm going off on a tangent, but, yeah. I think that's all. Yeah, just, it did get better. I still need to talk to my doctor about it. I haven't gotten my test yet, because as you can see, I haven't left yet. I leave in, today's Wednesday, I leave on Saturday. Thank God, honestly. Oh, but this is, oh, it was a really cute photo of me, but, anyways. And so then I'm getting my blood tested like a week after I get back. So I'll probably include it in my next video. We'll see what the situation is. Yeah. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I want to say more, but I don't have anything to say. So, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry that it was so janky, that I looked so rough, that the audio was so bad, that I didn't have my fun little captions. It's just because, oh, I remember I was talking about this earlier. The software I normally use, because I was using one software, but I switched because it was just really difficult to use and I hated it, and so I switched to a different editing software. But I can't download that on a MacBook. You can only download it on PCs, not on laptops. Or you can download on your iPhone, but I was not editing a video on my iPhone. So I had to use the one that I used to use that I hate. And so because the fun captions are so much harder to add because it's just a lot more difficult to use. But I figured it out and we pushed through. And I'm just gonna, once I do the subtitles, it'll all be good. You don't need to know about this, and I'm sorry. Okay. Goodbye. Have a great day or night or morning or whatever.